Romney incomplete. In and out of the hands of a man who has been phenomenal today. 3 incompletions and now a punt for Citrus College. Oh, so close for the Owls to put this one out of reach in the third.
Great play right there by the defensive backs, but Riverside's still playing very uncharacteristic of what they're usually doing typically. But they do have 4 sacks, 2 interceptions already in this ball game, but it's about the offense. The offense has been struggling.
And that would be very generous, Dan. Only 10 points, under 200 yards of total offense. Not to mention, the Tigers have punted the football 7 times. Low snap, scooped off the deck. Here goes a punt inside the 10. And Tremel Davis will signal fair catch and have it made at the 9. Michael Stallone. Tremel Davis is out, made the fair catch. So the Tigers will start with their worst field position, being the 10-yard line, with 4:46 to go here in the third quarter. Again, Dan Cadino joining you live in a 14-10 Citrus College lead. And the Tigers are in danger of losing their first game at the Jungle since all the way back in 2010.
Nicholas King, Denzel Foster, and Isaac Whitney still in the ball game.
Whitney only 1 catch today. He's received his 11th scholarship offer earlier on in the week from Miami University. Shotgun snap. King looking left. Wings it that way. Caught by a wide-open wideout out across the 20. And Michael Stallone is able to spin his way out to the 30. Tackle made by Sal Velasquez. The true freshman brings him down, but not before a gain of 19. Move the chains.
Michael Stallone acting like a very trustworthy wide receiver right there. Perfectly sound fundamentally right there. Catches the ball, looks at it all the way through, then decides to turn around and run.
Only his 2nd catch today. Snap goes to Matthew Morin out across the 30, and the tight end able to bully his way out to the 34, and a collision to the near sideline made by Terrence Manderville, and it'll now be his 2nd and 6.
That's a very rather interesting formation, using the tight end in the Wildcat formation. He doesn't look fast, but he does have a bigger body, and I guess that's what they want to use him as a bruiser.
Matthew Morin, who transferred from Fullerton College after last season, 6'2", 245, formerly from Chaparral High School. 2nd and 5, shotgun snap. King looking long, wings it over the middle, caught. That'll be a gain of 10, maybe 15 to number 10, Matthew Morin. Moved the chains for the meantime. Mind you, there is a flag down on the field. Nicholas King, that will be one of his longest pass completions today. It would be 14 yards, but hold your horses. It is a pass interference against Matthew Morin of the offense. Of all the calls to make, it'll push them back to a 2nd down and 14.
Sometimes being big like Matthew Morin is a burden. Right there, pushing off of the defender, and because of his big size and strength, just punks that guy and just turns around, catches the ball, but not before that flag.
Yeah. Well, they'll make it a 15-yard penalty, now a 2nd and 20 from their own 19. Alejandro Marenco and Darius Hunter check into the game. Darius Hunter, he is the son of Torrey Hunter. 3:53 to go. Tigers trail by 4. And we'll have a false start against Isaac Whitney of the offense.
We have a penalty flag on the play.
And so the penalties continue to pile on, huh?
That'll be penalty flag number 7 here in this ball game. But it will be offsides. Isaac Whitney hopped off the line of scrimmage, but not before they had a Citrus College Owl jump. Now make it 2nd and 15. 3:43 to go on a running clock. The Tigers have punted the football every time here offensively in the second half. It is their 4th possession right before the end of the third. A high snap, handled though. King with a pass rush coming. Whips it as he throws to the far side, and the pass is caught in bounds by Jawan Thomas, who's able to move the chains. A 16-yard completion to Jawan Thomas. He had scholarship offers from SMU, Texas Tech, among with others. Decided to come to RCC and is able to snag what is the 15th reception for Jawan Thomas this season.
Jawan Thomas, the San Diego State transfer, here playing for Riverside now.
Yeah, he had offers everywhere, decided to go there, bounce back, and has been phenomenal as just a freshman here for the Tigers. 1st and 10 from the 40. Shot out of a cannon goes Foster to the second level. 30, outside 25. Skips off of one tackle and is inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line. Make it a gash up the middle. 43 yards for Denzel Foster.
Denzel Foster continues to pile on the yardage in between the hashes right there. He was untouched totally. Shot out of the cannon, just like you said, straight down the middle.
He's hurt. He's cramping down there at the 15-yard line. Trainers scurry their way onto the field. Dan, that is among his longest runs of the season, 44 yards. And with 3:04 to go, the Tigers began this drive, mind you, all the way back at the 10. And now they have an opportunity to go ahead with a touchdown on the boards here in the third.
Just like you said, 44 yards, but the spark that was needed for this offense. Somehow, some way, they finally deliver here a big yardage play, and now where they are most comfortable in the red zone.
He has willed Denzel Foster, I'm speaking of, he has willed this team back in this football game. A 44-yard run, and he's now out as he, under his own power, jogs his way off the field. Christopher Anderson, who, mind you, is not a huge step back.
No, not at all.
From Denzel Foster, and that doesn't, and I'm not talking about that as a bad thing. Anderson has just played very well this year.
Well, just like Denzel Foster, not many touchdowns. Denzel Foster has 5. Christopher Anderson has 4. He hasn't gotten as much touches, but yet still over 350 yards rushing.
Well, Anderson is out because it's a wildcat formation. King will take it inside the 20, and he is bullied at around the 15-yard line. Tackle made for Citrus College by Benjamin Kane at around the 17-yard line, making a gain of 2.
Well, here's something rather interesting. I'm looking for Christopher Anderson in the sidelines, and I can't find number 25, so it might mean he is not in. Oh, he is in the ballgame. Excuse me.
And he's to the right hip of Nicholas King. A 4-wide set. Shotgun snap. King looking left. Able to elude. Doesn't see anyone open. Wings it to the end zone late. And the receiver fell, and there is no flag down on the field. A potential pass interference. He was going to Isaac Whitney to the far side. Now make it a 3rd and 8.
We didn't get to see that, but Isaac Whitney complaining like he did get pushed down to the ground.
Yeah, I thought he did. I was surprised that there was no flag on the play as the defensive back, ridden like a piggyback ride, was throwing right on the back of Isaac Whitney and drove him down to the turf. 3rd and 8, though. Tigers are in field goal range, but they're looking for the go-ahead score. Looking left, pass rush coming, caught high by Marenko inside the 10, pummeled down to the 7, but that will move the chains. The Tigers, they needed 8, and they got about 9. It'll be a 1st and goal.
Alejandro Marenko with the big catch there, and then it's the yak, the yards after the catch to count it right there.
That'll be reception number 4 for the Alif Taylor High School product transfer. That will be his career high of a single game with 4 receptions. He will trot out. In is Isaac Whitney with only 1 grab today. He's into the game to the left-hand side. Junior Pomade, the tight end. Pistol set handoff to Anderson, who will crawl his way down to around the 5. 2nd and goal.
Denzel Foster working out that right leg, in which he looks like he just cramped up, and hopefully that's what it is, just cramps.
Well, Anderson is out. Foster will stay on the sideline with cramps, as you mentioned. Ryan Ramirez will check in as the number 3 tight end to go along with Mayho Manu. Man in motion, it is Manu. Wanders from right to left. King will take the Wildcat snap down to the 5-4-3, reaching to the chalk, and he's in. Touchdown Tigers, the 2nd score for Nicholas King in this game. The quarterback is running all over this Citrus College team. Touchdown number 2.
Coach Kraft tells everybody in attendance, in Nicholas King we trust. Right there, his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. And nothing special about it. Just follow your blocks and dive in.
And 5th on the season. He has been a red zone juggernaut over the last couple of weeks. Inside the 10, nobody's more effective than Nicholas King. You talked about the Tigers being pitch perfect in the red zone, 85% this year. Well, how about Riverside continuing their success of Chaffey College with a 3-for-3 effort. 3 trips inside the 20, all of which lead to points. Their 2nd touchdown from inside the 20-yard line.
to me, and I'm sure all of the other guys, other experts, I could say, would agree that once you're inside the red zone and you're hitting 80+%, that means dominance.
It is.
And that's what it is. An 8-1 record, 5-0, undefeated in league play. When this team gets inside the red zone, they smell blood and they go after it.
Well, that would mean that they are, over the last few weeks, they are hitting at around a 95% clip from inside the 20-yard line.
So true. Great point.
Jimmy Camacho is one of those guys that really helped that effort. When you're inside 43 yards, outside of one occasion, Jimmy Camacho is a perfect 15 of 15. 17-14 with 1:20 to go in the third. Riverside reclaims the lead, only a field goal differential, and Smith will go up to grab it at his own 10, out to the 20, and scurries his way to the 23. Gang tackled for the Tigers. Dayhon Wise in the mix after a return of about 14 yards. 1:14 to go. Tigers lead by a field goal.
The take I'm getting out of this is this is a very confident group. They're down 14-10 going into the half, but they're very calm and collective about it. And here's how I notice that. I look over to my right, and the coaches are laughing and just hanging out.
Well,
so I could tell they're very confident. They're very chill and relaxed.
Well, the Tigers act like they've been here before because they have a lot this season. They trail yet again. Pass is caught to the near side, and running out of bounds is Justin Martin. That'll be his fourth reception. There is a penalty flag down on the field, but I mentioned they have trailed after the half in 4 games this season. We've only played 9, make it 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and nearly half of their games they're behind. But listen,
it's a team that keeps it together.
It is.
They don't panic, and they do what they do best. They hand it off to Denzel Foster. We'll see Nicholas King make a play or two, and bang, before you know it, they're in the red zone and scoring.
And then bang, just like that, they'll commit another penalty, a 15-yard personal foul against Riverside, which will put the ball after just a 5-yard completion by Martin all the way to the 44-yard line of Citrus College. Cutbirth operates off of an empty set again, a 5-wide formation. Tigers, they counter with a dime package. Cutbirth calling plays. Play clock is down to 8, 51 to go here on the game clock. 4-man rush, wings it out far side. Pass is caught, but a bone-jarring collision made by Brock Carmen, who is playing for the first time since all the way back in the Fullerton game a month and a half ago. He makes the collision and brings up a second down.
A big boy he is, Brock Carmen, linebacker, sophomore, 6'3", 215, out of Clovis North, causing that bone-jarring hit right there.
Well, Brock Carmen trying to shake off the rust. That has been a 5-week hiatus for the linebacker, and he makes a great play there. That'll be tackle number 2 for him today. And he's 1-on-1 against Alex Johns Moore in the slot. Back to throw. Cutbirth fires left and has his man spinning inside the 40s. Patrick Smith, the true freshman, down to the 39. Make it a first down pickup.
This wide receiving core of Smith, Romney, and Martin, every time they get the ball, it seems like they're about to break one.
It is. They are oh so close, and they'll try and get things going in the fourth quarter. It's at the end of 3. Citrus College, following a 4-point lead, they have gone on a couple punts and really haven't gotten anything going offensively. Tigers countered on the final drive of the third with a Nicholas King 5-yard touchdown. Tigers lead with 15 minutes to go in regulation here at the Jungle, 17-14. And this is not the offensive affair that we saw a season ago.
Not technically 15 minutes away from the playoffs, but that's what it is.
It is.
15 minutes away from
win
the
or
end
loss
of the regular season and into what is called a new season, the playoffs.
The Tigers have clinched the National Central Conference. With a win, they will guarantee they're the number 1 seed and will host every game of the playoffs.
Right.
With a loss, they most likely will host, but that is given to the polls here at the California Community College Association to determine whether or not they will be the number 1 seed, as they would drop to 2 losses to go along with Fullerton's 8-2 mark, while they do have the head-to-head to go along with Mount Sac as well, who's 8-2. I'm sure they would also take a look at how how Riverside lost at the last game of the year.
No bias from our part, but we would say they are the number 1 seed. I mean,
yeah,
they
absolutely.
beat Mount Sac, they beat Long Beach.
And they are ahead against Citrus College. Cupberth rolls out to the right side and chucks it away. Make it a 2nd and 10. Well, Citrus College is all knocking on the door all the way to the 40-yard line of Riverside as we begin the fourth quarter. 14:55 to go. Tigers 17, Owls 14.
It seems like, totally opinion on my part, but it seems like as soon as the